Greetings from Indus Valley Public School Rat. Welcome to e-learning class of English class 9th, where we were doing a lesson from Moments book. Name of the lesson was The Beggar, written by Anton Chekhov. Children, this is our part 3 and in this part we will be ending the video. So my dear children, in this lesson, in our previous video, in the part 2, we had seen that the beggar is the story of a beggar named Chekhov. While begging, he met an advocate, Sergei, who gave him work. Sergei asked him to cut wood at his house. He asked the cook, Olga, to show him the shed where wood was kept. The beggar was too weak and was under the influence of alcohol. He could barely stand on his feet. Still, the cook, Olga, told Sergei that the wood had been chopped. Sergei was glad that the man worked and paid him half a ruble for chopping the wood. He asked him to come on the first day of every month for it. Sometimes he asked him to shovel the snow, or to set the wood in the shed, or to dust the rugs. He would pay him between 20 to 40 kopecks and once gave him old trousers to him. When Sergei shifted his house, he employed the beggar to help in transporting the articles. The beggar had changed as he was sober that day, and Sergei felt satisfied that his efforts had paid in reforming a drunkard. Sergei even inquired his name and came to know his name was Chekhov. So my dear children, in the last video we had seen this thing. Now coming towards the third part of the lesson, where we will see what kind of changes were there in the beggar and how happy was the advocate and whom the beggar considered a statue or idol for converting him. So now coming towards the third part. Well, Chekhov, I can now offer you some other cleaner employment. Can you write? So now what happened? As the advocate, Sergei, he was able to make it out. Okay, this fellow, the beggar, is no more a drunkard. He has transformed himself. Now he has will to work. He did not have any kind of objection towards work. He immediately inquired the name of the beggar. And the beggar revert, it is Chekhov. So now he is calling him by the name. Sergei called the beggar by the name and he is saying that, and he inquired whether he can write or not, so that he can offer some different kind of job, some upgraded job. So Chekhov, he replied, yes, I can write. Then take this letter to a friend of mine tomorrow and you will be given some copying to do. So now immediately he gave a letter to Chekhov and asked him to meet one of his friend so that he can offer him some new kind of job, some writing job. Work hard, don't drink, and remember what I have said to you. Goodbye. So now that was the last meeting of Chekhov and Sergei. Sergei blessed that man, the beggar, and said him some good words that remember what I have said. Do hard work in your life. Now do not turn back to your old life, pathetic life. Be good boy, be good human being. So a number of things he just told him. He made him understand and said goodbye. 2 years went by. Then one evening, as Sergei was standing at the ticket window of a theatre paying for his seat, he noticed a little man beside him with a coat, collar of curly fur and a worn sealskin cap. This man individually timidly asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coin. So now what happened? So it happened after 2 years. So one evening, Sergei was standing at the ticket window of a theatre. He just went there and he was buying a ticket. He immediately saw a man standing next to him. That person was well dressed. He was wearing a coat, a collar that is made up of fur, and he was wearing a cap that was made of sealskin. Means एकदम tight कर जो आपका skull में एकदम fit हो जाए, that kind of cap. And This person, he was very shyly, he was asking for the ticket for the gallery seat, and he even paid for that in coins that is made up of copper. So immediately what happened, Sergei, he was able to recognize him and he said, Lashkov, is that you? cried Sergei. तो मतलब उसको इतना ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा, एंड सरप्राइज मोड में उसको बोलता है, Lashkov, is that you? He was like too much astonished to see Lashkov in that position. Recognized in the little man his former woodchopper. How are you? What are you doing? How is everything with you? So now he immediately was thinking that this fellow was the first chopper in his house, and now he put up a number of questions like how are you, how that Lashkov is feeling, what he is doing, what the thing is going in his life, is everything is okay. And so he inquired different questions from Lashkov because he wants to know what is happening in his life after 2 years. All right, I'm a notary now and am paid 35 rubles a month. So now he said everything is fine. Lashkov replied to Sergei that everything is going fine in my life and I am working as a notary. Children, notary means it's a thing that a person used to perform a legal formality, especially for drawing up contracts, any deed or documents that is for jurisdictions. जो आप लोग जाते हो ना नोटरी बनवाने, कहीं आपकी एज प्रूफ का बनवाते, कभी लैंड का होता है, प्रॉपर्टी से रिलेटेड होता है हाउस. सो इन दैट काइंड ऑफ जो भी लीगल रिटन वर्क होता है दैट ही स्टार्टेड डूइंग. So now he is saying that I am working as a notary and in a month I used to earn 35 rubles. Thank heaven, that's fine. I'm delighted for your sake. I'm very, very glad, Lashkov. So now Sergei was very happy, and as he saw that person was totally reformed, so he was very happy. You see, you are my godson in a sense. So here godson means hota hai a boy whom a person want to change, promises to bring up, मतलब एक lower level से higher level तक उस बच्चे को ले जाना, उस तरह की जो thought होते हैं, that is considered as a godson. So here Sergei is saying that कि I consider you as my godson. That means I thought to reform you, I thought to change from drunkard to non-drunkard person, something like that. I gave you a push along the right path, you know. Do you remember what a roasting I gave you? I nearly had you sinking into the ground at my feet that day. Thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. So now Sergei was very much glad. He also thanked God for reforming the beggar. He also said that he considered him to be his godson because it was due to his scolding that this beggar changed himself. And if that day the beggar had been at his feet asking for mercy, एक वो दिन था जब वो मर्सी के लिए बोल रहा था, एंड ही वॉज ग्लैड दैट लश्कॉफ डिड नॉट फॉरगेट हिज वर्ड. मतलब लश्कॉफ से वो इंक्वायर भी कर, तुम्हें याद है उस दिन जिस दिन तुम मुझसे पैसे की डिमांड कर रहे थे, यू वर आस्किंग माई मर्सी एंड आई हैव स्कोल्डेड यू सो मच. माई दिस स्कोल्डिंग केप्ट inside your head and you change yourself. That he was thanking God कि he did not forget the words, he kept that words and he did not gone back to that pathetic life. Thank you too, said Lashkov. If I hadn't come to you, then I might still have been calling myself a teacher or a student to this day. Yes, by flying to your protection, I dragged myself out of a pit. So now Lashkov also thanked Sergei and said that if he had not met him that day, then he would still be lying till this day. आज तक वो झूठ बोल रहा होता, कह रहा होता कि मैं टीचर हूँ, मैं स्टूडेंट हूँ, and so on. So he came out from that pit, means that गड्ढा वाला thing, that is bad place, from the bad person, with the help of Sergei, and was glad for his help. और वो उसकी help के लिए बहुत खुश हुआ. I'm very glad indeed. So now Sergei is also replying, I'm also very happy to see you in such thing. Thank you for your kind words and deeds. I'm very grateful to you and to your cook. So now here Lashkov even thanking the maid, the cook of Sergei, Olga. God bless that good and noble woman. You spoke finely then, and I shall be in debt to you to my dying day, but strictly speaking, it was your cook Olga who saved me. So now he thanked Sergei for his kindness, and he was also very grateful to the cook Olga, and he is telling that she was a very noble woman and she was very good woman, and he said that God should bless her because when Sergei had been kind to him, it was Olga who saved him and reformed him because he never used to chop the thing. Only Olga was doing that. Let's see how it is coming to the scene. How is that? Now, Sergei inquired, how is that Olga helping to this Lashkov? कैसे ओल्गा ने हेल्प किया लश्कोव को चेंज करने के लिए, रिफॉर्म करने के लिए? When I used to come to your house to chop wood, she used to begin. Oh, you sot, you miserable creature, they are nothing for you but ruin. And then she would sit down opposite me and grow sad, look into my face and weep. So now he is telling, when I used to come there, then what happened? Whenever she used to see me, तो वो वहाँ पे लश्कोव continued and she used to say bad words to me, and she started saying different things to me, like you sot means तुम जो regularly drink करते हो, you are a habitual drunkard, nothing can be good for you, you are going to ruin yourself, you are going to destroy yourself. So n number of bad words she used to speak to him, curse him. But after cursing and everything, she used to sit next to Lashkov and start weeping because she was showing sympathy, because she is sympathetic to him and even does all kind of chopping. मतलब उसको सब कुछ करने का, तो सब कुछ बोलने के बाद भी वो बाद में बैठ जाती थी और फिर वीप करती थी, रोने लगती थी. Oh, you unlucky man, there is no pleasure for you in this world and there will be none in the world to come. You drunkard, you will burn in hell. So now she started cursing like anything. Oh, you unhappy one. And so she would carry on, in the strain. I can't tell you how much misery she suffered, how many tears she shed for my sake. But the chief thing was she used to chop the wood for me. So even cursing a lot, she was very sympathetic. She used to chop wood for him so that this Lashkov can earn some money. मतलब अपने livelihood के लिए कुछ करने, livelihood कुछ earn कर सके. So now after seeing these things, Lashkov decided to change himself. मतलब इतना सब करने का, the lady, she is suffering for him, वो उसके लिए suffer कर रही है, हर चीज़ कर रही है, तो उसको कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप में realize हुआ कि मुझे change होना चाहिए. Let's see. Do you know, sir, that I did not chop one single stick of wood for you? She did it all. Now he is revealing the truth कि I haven't chopped a single wood. She was the person who used to do the chopping. Why this saved me? Why I changed? Why I stopped drinking at the sight of her? I cannot explain. So now Lashkov is saying that I do not know why I changed, why all this thing happened to me, but it is for her. It is for her sacrifice, the way she did for me. Everything happened, but कैसे हुआ? I cannot explain. I only know that owing to her words and noble deeds, a change took place in my heart. She let me write and I shall never forget it. So now Laskov is saying that whatever changes is there in me, it's because of her. She did too much good to me and I changed. However, it is time to go now. There goes the bell. Lashkov bowed and departed to the gallery. So now what happened? Bell rang for the theatre, and it's the time to close. Everybody should enter the theatre. And Lashkov bowed to Sergei and left for the gallery of the theatre. So Lashkov usko wish karta hai and he just moved towards the gallery of the theatre. So my dear children, so in this lesson what we learn that the beggar is based on the idea that kindness is a virtue. It can bring about a real change of heart in even a very stubborn person. So means the story Beggar, it is based on kindness. Who showed kindness here? Olga. She showed the kindness and this kindness turned a beggar into a person, a liar into a noble person. And even if you show the kindness to any person, so a person who is very stubborn, very rigid, that is very hard to change, दैट पर्सन कैन ऑल्सो चेंज. अगर आपने कंटिन्यूसली पर्सन के साथ अच्छा किया है तो एक दिन ऐसा भी आएगा कि एकदम स्टबर्न पर्सन जो बिल्कुल भी चेंज नहीं होना चाहता वो भी चेंज होगा. सो काइंडनेस कैन चेंज अ पर्सन. So Chekhov is very lazy person who does not want to work hard to earn his living, so he resorted to begging. तो Chekhov जैसा बंदा जो अपने आप को चेंज नहीं करना चाहता, जो सिर्फ बेगिंग करना चाहता था, जो ड्रिंकिंग हैबिट्स में था, मैं ड्रिंकिंग हैबिट थी, लेजी था, कुछ करना नहीं चाहता था, तो वो बेगिंग करता तो वो भी चेंज हुआ बिकॉज ऑफ kindness shown by Olga and a person who have showed a path to him. Hope you have understood the video and thank you for watching the video.